First, fast, accurate. You're watching WSBT 22 First in the Morning with Bob Montgomery and Leanne Tokars.
5:33 now. Continuing updates with our breaking news. Now, on your left is a live look in Surfside, Florida, near Miami Beach, where rescue crews are right now literally digging by hand through a partially collapsed condominium high-rise building from overnight.
And we've just learned at least one person was killed. 9 others have been taken to the hospital. And we want to show you brand new video just into our newsroom right now. Take a look at this. You can see a young boy being pulled from the rubble, just 12 years old. No word on his condition at this point, but you can see those crews. Look at the wreckage around him there. This damage is extensive. We're keeping a very close eye on this breaking news, and we'll bring you updates as they become available. But this is good news right here. This boy brought out of that rubble alive. We know rescue crews are still digging. No word on how many people were in this building at the time. But again, stay with WSBT 22 News as we continue to follow this developing story.
It is cooler and it's still raining outside. We're going to talk about how long this rain will last coming up.
America is on the move again.
100 days in office, President Biden lays out his plans for the country in his first address to a joint session of Congress.
And local vaccine turnout. Local officials reacting after only 75 people showed up for a mass vaccine clinic in South Bend.
First, fast, accurate. You're watching WSBT 22 First in the Morning with Bob Montgomery and Leanne Tokars.
We're in competition with China and other countries to win the 21st century. We're at a great inflection point in history.
President Biden is getting predictable marks this morning for his first primetime address to Congress last night.
Republicans generally are critical of the wide-ranging plans with price tags in the trillions. Now, Democrats say the president hit a hopeful tone for families. The president said the nation is coming out of the pandemic strong. He unveiled his American Families Plan. It's a $1.8 trillion proposal that expands education and family care. He also pushed his previously announced American Jobs Plan to rebuild the country's infrastructure. The South Carolina Republican Senator Tim Scott delivered the GOP response.
The actions of the president and his party are pulling us further and further apart.
One bipartisan note, however, happened when the president called for a new health agency to fight diseases like Alzheimer's, cancer, and diabetes. In our next half hour, WSBT 22's Lauren Becker breaks down the president's plans to try to rebuild the country.
Happening today, U.S. planes will be landing in India with supplies to help that country fight the pandemic. That includes oxygen concentrators, N95 masks, supplies to make vaccines, and rapid tests. The White House has committed to sharing up to 60 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine with other countries, including India. That shot is not yet authorized for use in the U.S. More than 200,000 people have died. Crematoriums are running around the clock.
More than 350,000 people a day getting infected. They're seeing the hospital systems in many cities on the brink, unable to meet the full demands. They're running out of oxygen.
That is in India. Now, planes with supplies will continue heading there through next week. The UK has also committed to helping India.
All right, Carrie, thanks very much. Another example today of vaccine hesitancy in the area. Only 75 people showed up to get the single-dose Johnson & Johnson shot at the Century Center yesterday at a mass clinic. HealthLink had 1,000 doses to give out. The CEO says hesitancy after a pause in Johnson & Johnson's distribution could be keeping some people away. Vaccine supply is higher than demand. More options are also available, with many pharmacies offering walk-up service. All the vaccines are free. HealthLink says it will start working to bring vaccines to churches or workplaces so more people can have it more easily accessible and in a familiar setting.
People that are hesitant, when they can find someone they trust that says, yes, I want to get it, they'll do it.
While hundreds of vaccines went unused yesterday, they won't go bad. The Johnson & Johnson doses HealthLink has will stay good in the freezer until at least the end of May.
A Michigan judge denying the request to pause coronavirus testing and quarantining for student athletes. The parent group Let Them Play Michigan filed a lawsuit against the state earlier this month. The judge ruled that the state health department has the authority for issuing the order and guidance. The agency's data shows almost 1,200 coronavirus cases were connected to youth sports since the beginning of the year.
Concerned that we're going to lose our teachers, that this is kind of a taste of what's to come if things don't change.
And new this morning, some teachers in the Detroit area are calling in sick to protest coronavirus policies. A new resolution through the school board reduces the quarantine period for anyone testing positive from 14 to 10 days. It also reduces minimal distancing from 6 to 3 feet. Both are in accordance with CDC guidelines. Teachers, however, say these moves compromise safety.
New this morning, a man is in jail accused of making a bomb threat at a business in Warsaw. Police say surveillance cameras caught Travis Henson leaving a threatening note at a building near the county building. Police say it targeted the Kosciuszko County Probation Department. Charges are expected soon.
2 women are now suing a local doctor after accusing him of groping them during a medical exam. Dr. Daryl Henry is also facing criminal charges in the case. Henry's employers, Windsor Work Care PC and Dorwin C. Collier PC, are also named in the suit. The alleged crime happened in 2019. The trial is still pending on those criminal charges.
A Mishawaka man is dead after a car hit him in LaPorte County. Police say 36-year-old Tyrus Lucas was hit and killed while walking on US 421 Tuesday. This happened south of Westville between US 6 and 30. The driver of the car was not hurt. No charges have been filed at this time, and toxicology results are pending.
The next time you visit Howard Park in South Bend, you'll see a new plaque honoring people who died while on the job. This is specifically for essential workers who died in the pandemic. During the ceremony, city and labor leaders read the names of the local workers in St. Joseph and Elkhart counties.
You know, we're used to having heroes in life. You know, policemen, firemen, paramedics, medical professionals, people like that. But the pandemic has shed light on a different sector of the workforce, and we have heroes all over the place.
A moment of silence followed the reading of the names.
New this morning, for the first time since the start of the pandemic, most Americans say they feel good about the economy. Surveyors asked more than 1,000 people about economic conditions. 54% said conditions are either somewhat or very good. Now, last May, 65% said things were somewhat or very poor. 51% of Americans also approve of President Biden's handling of the economy. 42% said they disapprove. It's now 5:22. If you're worried to get the second coronavirus shot, we have a story you need to see. Coming up at 5:30, what health officials are saying about reactions to the vaccine. But first.
Those are some of the sounds coming from a nursing home in Kansas now that visitors are allowed back in. Coming up, we'll show you how that piano player is bringing some joy back to that home.